Alright guys, so I just watched the news and Okinawa has made the news because of COVID, because of the viruses, because of everything that is going on. So July 4th, let's just put it out there. July 4th, there was a big, huge party. I believe it was out in Onna, and a lot of military personnel went out there. We are not military, by the way. We work at an off-base school, and we're not affiliated with the military at all. And when people see me, they see an American, and they automatically think that we are part of the military, and we're not. And for instance, if I go to the grocery store, which I did on Saturday, there was a Japanese girl checking me out, and she spoke English, and she was like, "Are you living on base?" And I was like, "No." And she was like, "Oh, are you shopping here because it's too many people at the grocery store?" And I was like, "I'm sorry, I'm not affiliated with the military, if that's what you think." She was like, "Yeah, there's a lot of people sick, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I heard the same news you heard. A lot of people, like 62 people per the news and per like Facebook groups that I'm in, said that there were 62 cases of coronavirus from the military. Now that number is way up in the hundreds, and they're not releasing an exact number, but it has risen since July 4th, like rapidly, like 30 cases within like 4 days or so. So it's really rising, right? And so I had to explain to her, like, I am not a part of the military, and it's really sad because we were doing so good, so good, like for 2 months, guys. For 2 months we didn't have any cases here. Like, they shut down everything. My friends, I'm about to cry. Okay, so whew, my friends, they were all locked down, and then recently, you know, church was on TV, and you know, we couldn't have contact with people, just talking to them via FaceTime and all of that stuff. And then recently we were able to come back to church, and everything was fine. And then July 4th hit, and instead of keeping people locked down and safe and saying no, you can't go out, or at least giving them a curfew, right? They didn't do any of that. I just let them go out and do whatever they wanted to do. And then there was a huge party in Onna City with over 100 people there, and new people coming into the island, flying in here. Like, this is PCS season. People are leaving and people are coming. And the people who came here from wherever they came from the States, they were either asymptomatic or they had the virus, and they went to the party and they made contact with so many people. If you look at the pictures on Facebook and these Facebook groups from that 4th of July party, people did not have on masks. People were not practicing social distancing. 6 feet away, yeah, right, bumping and grinding, oh, like, no, that did not even happen. So now we are locked down. If you guys didn't know, I'm a teacher at an off-base school, and so that affects us. Like, we have military kids coming to our off-base school. That affects people, that affects the children learning and their education, you know. So now they're at home because they're on lockdown, and they cannot go to off-base schools. They cannot go to McDonald's off-base. They can't even go to a drive-through or order takeout. So they are on lockdown for 72 hours, and this is crazy. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. Before, with the school system here, we had to go on Zoom, of course, but now with summer school, it's so different. Like, everybody's on a different level in summer school, and I work with a lot of children one-on-one to get their reading skills up, math skills up, and all of that, right? But if we go back to Zoom, how can we do that? Like, that's a lot of work. I'm not saying I'm not here to help with whatever needs they may have, as long as, you know, I'm a teacher, I'm here to help. But it's just so sad that we cannot be responsible, that we can't wear a mask. Japan has been doing this for so long. They have worn masks before the pandemic, you know. They if they're sick, you will always see a mask on the train, on a bus, walking around the street. If they have the sniffles, they are so respectful to others. You know, they don't want to get other people sick. Even before this pandemic, they were practicing, you know, good health and good hygiene, and just they had a care for others, and they still do. And it's really sad that, you know, we have a rising number of cases here in Okinawa after 2 months of not having any. And this is really, really sad. Like, I have a vacation coming up, and there's so many places that I was starting to travel to here, and I wanted to document that. I went to the Hydrangea Gardens and recently Cape Anza, which is a great tourist spot here. But now, since we have a rising number of cases, my husband and I were like, should we even go out? Like, the people can't go out, but we don't know who was at that party. We don't know who has the virus, and now we're like stuck in the house once again. My birthday back in April was spent alone, like just me and my husband at a restaurant. It looked like we rented out the whole place to ourselves, you know. My kids' birthday parties, no one could come to them, and it's just really, really sad. And I am stranded here in Okinawa. I cannot get on a plane and go back to America. I cannot leave. No one can leave. If you leave, you're quarantined 14 days, either there or here. And I heard that Japan was closing the borders, so no one can even leave and come back unless they're a resident. And I'm not a resident. You know, I'm an American, but I live in Japan. I have lived here for 8 years, okay? And it's really sad, you know. Going into the stores, I'm still wearing a mask. I'm still protecting others, even though I don't have any symptoms. If my kid has the sniffles, my kid stays out of school for the sniffles. Sniffles, guys. This is so sad. The world that we live in, like, this is the first year that I'm not able to go home. I'm not able to bring my mom here. I'm not able to go home. Please wear a mask. It's really sad, but please just keep everybody safe. Please just do your part. Please don't go to parties with large groups. Just think about other people, you know. Think about people with asthma, people with low blood cell count. You know, this is really, really sad. So I'm thinking maybe like a year or two is when we'll be able to travel again. But I was trying. I was really trying to make the best out of, you know, being in a pandemic and just exploring where I am placed. Exploring Okinawa, you know. And now it's like, oh, we can't even explore because you don't know who's out there, or make sure you wear a mask if you're going to the mall. And even now, I don't know if it's like this in America, but I wanted to say this in a more recent vlog, but I'll just put it out there now. Like, we have to pay for plastic bags. I'm not crying over a plastic bag. I'm just crying because a lot of people are sick, and it's really sad. But now we have to pay 3, sometimes 5, and even 12 cents. I paid 12 cents for a plastic bag, and I don't mind paying for a bag, but when you think about it, they're just trying to save the planet. And I know when I went back home like a year or so ago, I think it was a year and a half ago, to California, when we went inside of Target, I think I paid for a bag there. But now it is like since July 1st in Japan, in Okinawa, everywhere, Daiso, grocery store, even H&M, you're paying for bags. Kaleida Coffee, you're paying for bags. If I go to Family Mart and I just get a rice ball, they're like, would you like to purchase a bag? You know, stuff like that. I can just get tape. But, you know, the world is changing. It's changing right before our eyes, and we just all need to remain safe. Keep praying for the world to get better. I don't know if a mask helps at all, but if they're telling us to wear a mask, just wear the mask, okay? And I don't know what else to say, but hopefully after the lockdown of the military, I think they're locked down for 2 days, maybe everything will be, the numbers will drop and they'll see a decline, and there'll be out of quarantine, or I don't know. I still can travel, but my husband is like, I don't know if we are. So everything is up in the air. There's islands in Okinawa that I wanted to visit, new islands that I've never, they're not new, they're new to me. New islands that I wanted to visit, but I don't know if that's put on hold. I don't know. But I know you probably can't comment on this video, and that's not my fault. It's YouTube, all YouTube. But if you like this video, thumbs it up, spread awareness, wear a mask. Japanese government here in Okinawa, they're shocked. They're shocked at the numbers. I'm shocked at the numbers because we were doing so well.